or Pizza Hut. But my point is I'm working towards getting away from that. I'm trying to find healthier choices for us. It just takes time, and you can't get discouraged if you make a few mistakes along the way. But I want to do what's best for my family and support us, our health that way. And then lastly, laughter. I mean, it seems kind of cliche, but it really is the best medicine, and there's lots of science behind why. It decreases stress levels, helps our body function better and more efficiently. And so it's just really important to be in a circle of friends that makes you laugh, family. If you're around people all the time that just bring you down and make you feel like you need to complain about everything, you're not going to be in a healthy spot anyway. Okay, so going on to the next section, I'm going to talk about enzymes. What is an enzyme? It is a substance produced by a living organism which acts as a catalyst to bring about a specific biochemical reaction. So a digestive enzyme works in our gut to clean out excessive waste, break down food into absorbable nutrients. They are produced by the pancreas and the gut. These are things that can cause a decrease. There are things that can cause a decrease of digestive enzymes in the body. Processed foods, we just talked about that. Very hot or very cold outdoor temps would be something that would make that fluctuate. Illness and age. Okay, so those are things that is as you get older or when you're not as healthy, then those are going to go down. So you really need to supplement at those times. Dietary fiber. What does that do? There is insoluble and soluble dietary fiber. Soluble fiber bulks up the size of your stools. Insoluble acts like little scrubbers against your intestinal walls to keep it clean inside the gut, because bacteria and stuff sticks on the inside of your intestines, and it's good to scrub that off and flush it through so that it doesn't get toxic. The insoluble also increases the mass and size of your stools, or the soluble and insoluble increases the mass and size of your stools, helps to maintain bowel health, and you have less buildup and waste left behind where illness can set in. Water. If you are drinking enough water in a day, it can help decrease your blood sugar levels because you feel more full and eat less, and it helps the body to function better. It also helps to maintain a healthy weight. So we've been doing in our detox group this month, we've been drinking half our weight in ounces of water. So like I weigh about 150, so I've been trying to do about 75 ounces of water a day. And I try and just put it in like quart jars or things like this that I know how many ounces and kind of keep track of it as I go. And I tell you, my brain just feels better when I'm drinking that much water. Like I can think straight. I remember things better, which I have trouble with anyway. So it does make a difference. And then I notice my gut health improving when I drink that much water, because my stools are softer and more frequent, and it does help a lot. Now, peristalsis is the sequential muscle movement. It occurs naturally in your gut, but may need some stimulation. You don't want to take like bowel stimulants all the time, because that bowel can actually get lazy and rely on those stimulants to do the job. But you might need them occasionally to help the bowel move. So we're going to talk about all that stuff. When you don't have enough digestive enzymes, when you're not drinking enough water, when you're not getting enough fiber, your gut cannot function like it should. Okay, we already talked about some ways that you can tell that it's not working correctly, but it also might manifest in ways that you don't even know are related. Think about these symptoms and let me know if you've had any trouble with these. Brain fog, mood swings, headaches, joint pain, face pain, cardiovascular disease, weight gain, irritable bowel syndrome, inflammatory bowel disease, autoimmune diseases like type 2 diabetes, or allergies. Let that sink in a minute. Kind of scary, right? Who of us has none of these symptoms? Raise your hand. There you go. What do you have to lose to try and improve your gut health and see if these problems go away or get improved at the very least? So besides the different ways we talked about that can help you daily to support a healthy gut, Young Living does have some supplements that might help you get on the right track as well. We have something called the Cleansing Trio. These 3 medications now, this is ICP. This is actually the old formulation. It's a powder. It smells like black licorice or fennel. This has extra soluble and insoluble fiber in it that helps to scour residue and improve nutrient absorption and help maintain health. If you're doing the cleanse with the cleansing trio, you would take 2 teaspoons with water 3 times a day. Now, if you're just needing it every once in a while, the new formulation of this is a daily, ICP daily, where you can take it every day. This formulation, the old one, is something you'd only take to do like a cleanse. Essentialzyme, they have 4 different dietary enzymes in Young Living. They have one called Essentialzymes 4 that would take when you're eating kind of junk food. It can help improve key nutrient digestion and absorption. It helps break down fats, proteins, fibers, and carbs. Helps balance enzymes in the body and digestive tracts. It's soothing and calming to the digestive tracts. You can take the 2 largest meals of the day, and not for children under age 12. That's Essentialzymes 4. Detoxyzymes would be, you can take it when you have allergic reactions to your surroundings. It helps you digest starches, sugars, proteins, and fats. It's a good relief from fullness, pressure, bloating, gas, pain, minor cramping after eating. You can take 2 to 3 caps 3 times daily between meals, and not for children under age of 12. Then they have also Essentialzymes. So Essentialzymes and Essentialzymes 4 can kind of be used interchangeably. This one you can take when your pancreas is weak or have a weak digestive system, aids in digestion and elimination of toxic waste from the body, aids digestion, supports the liver. You can take 1 cap 3 times a day with meals, not for children under 12. And then there's also Allerzyme. So Allerzyme and Detoxyzyme are similar, and then you can take when you're having allergic reactions to food. So if you have like a lactose sensitivity, gluten sensitivity, but not full-blown like celiac or anything like that, you can take this, and it'll kind of help you get away with cheating on food a little bit, or just help because you're having reactions to things all the time, no matter what you're taking out of your diet. It can give you relief from fullness, pressure, bloating, and gas. It can help with irritable bowel syndrome. It's great for sugar, starch digestion. You can take 1 to 2 caps 3 times daily just prior to meals. Again, not for children under the age of 12. So the one in the trio is called the Essentialzymes. Essentialzyme 4 could be a substitute for that. Sometimes they're out of one or the other, so we use the other one. It has enzymes in it that are naturally produced in the gut. It facilitates digestion and breaks down food into smaller pieces. And we talked about the frequency on that. And then the third one in the trio is called Comfort Tone. We've been using this one with our detox group. This really helps me kind of keep things a little bit softer and a faster elimination. Comfort Tone is an herb-based colon cleanser that supports normal peristalsis, aids in elimination of waste products and gases. It can, if you're taking the full amount, it can turn your stools black because of the ingredients, just so that you know that you're not having a gut bleed, an intestinal bleed necessarily. You're just taking Comfort Tone. You should start low and slow with this and work your way up. I just take 1 a day when I need it, and that seems to kind of help. This says if you're going to do the cleanse 2 to 5 before breakfast. It's handy to take along when you're traveling if you have trouble with constipation when traveling. Take it with lots and lots of water, okay? These 3 can help cleanse your digestive system, but it's not something you want to be taking normally on a day-to-day basis, except for the Essentialzyme. You can take that on a day-to-day basis as you need it. The Comfort Tone, you could take a smaller dose daily. But the ICP, the old formulation, you should, if you're doing the more intense dosages that I mentioned, that's the cleanse. It's not a daily thing. Life 9 is our probiotic. The reason I call it not Life 9 is because it has 9 different strains of probiotics, and it has 17 billion active cultures in each dose. It has the different bacteria that's in here on the back. You take it with nothing else. You take it right before bed. Don't take it with other medications. It has helped my husband tremendously with his gut health. He takes it every night. Also, Mighty Pro. This is the kids version of the probiotic. This was a huge thing. It's like a pixie stick. You tear it open and can just throw it in your mouth, just like the package shows. Or you can mix it in with applesauce or yogurt for kiddos. So Sarah, my youngest, has had probiotics once before, and it messed with her gut. She was complaining of tummy ache every single day, really bloaty. She just looked like she had a basketball there, and you could kind of drum on it. It would make that tympanic sound. Not good, guys. And she was having normal bowel movements, but she was just really in a lot of pain. We started the probiotic, and we started the kids version of the dietary enzyme called Enzymes. And we started doing that 3 times a day, and we've backed down to once a day now with the enzymes, and she does the probiotic once a night. No more complaints. I mean, within several days, she was down to hardly complaining at all. Every once in a while, when she gets away from taking a dietary enzyme, she'll start complaining a little bloatiness. But it really turned around her gut health tremendously. So that is great. It does say for ages over 2, but I know plenty of people who use it for over 1-year-old and just mix it in with applesauce or yogurt, and they do great with it. I really believe in supporting gut health for kids who have had antibiotics. It's just they are so little, and their gut is very sensitive, and those antibiotics just kill that microbiome, and we have to support that to have healthy kids that are going to be not sick all the time, which I hear of kids who have ear infections repeatedly, colds and pneumonia and stuff, and I'm like, what on earth? Why are these kids so sick all the time? They need some gut support, guys. Gut support. There's also something called alkaline. This is great pH balance support and digestive support, heartburn acid. I've heard lots of good testimonials about this. David just cut down on coffee and started doing lemon in his water, and that helped a lot too. So it just depends on what problem is causing that heartburn. But this tastes really good. It's effervescent. You just put it in a glass of water, and like 30 seconds later, it's like a Alka-Seltzer, but it tastes really, really good. Ningxia Red. This is something everyone should be drinking. It is super high in antioxidants. It's like the puree of the wolfberry, which is better known as the goji berry, but when it's produced in this region in China, it's actually called the wolfberry. Really great for your eyes, for your digestive system, for your brain, for your circulatory system. I mean, you name it, this is going to help. Really great for your liver and just every part of the body. It helps. It has a higher vitamin C content than oranges, and it's high in vitamin E, protein, and amino acids, not to mention all the great antioxidants it has in it. Anyone who drinks that daily for a while will realize how good stuff it is, because you will see differences. You just have to give it enough time. If you're in a little bit better, like you don't have as bad a gut health, it's going to take longer to notice the difference. But they come in handy little, if you don't like to get the glass bottles, they come in handy little on-the-go packets too. This is a 2-ounce packet. This is what their suggested serving size is. You can do smaller or bigger amounts with the bottle. So other foods that are great for your gut health: high fiber foods, beans, peas, oats, bananas, berries, asparagus, and leeks, garlic and onions. I throw garlic and onion into everything. Fermented foods. We talked a ton about fermented foods. Last night I make my own sauerkraut. I can tell you how to do that if you want to know how. It's a little bit time consuming, but it's easy, and it's way better than that canned stuff you get at the store. Yogurt, I get the 000 yogurt. It's Oikos from the store, or I make my own. I usually put honey in, or like a non-sugar sweetener in, a natural non-sugar sweetener. If I make it myself, I just don't do that regularly, so a lot of times I get it at the store. I try and have yogurt in the morning, and then some other probiotic food, which we'll talk about at lunch and supper. They do say that you should work up to trying to do something 3 times a day, so you're getting probiotics throughout the day with your meals to help digest your food. You can get kimchi, which is like a Japanese cabbage that's fermented, but with spices that make it more oriental tasting. Kefir, which is fermented milk drink. I just got this at our grocery store in town. It does have added sugar, so I'd kind of like to see if I could find one without sugar or make my own, but I'm just starting to get into this. My kids did like this for the most part. It tastes like a yogurt shake, basically. It's fermented milk that has some flavorings in it. kombucha or kombucha, depending on how you pronounce it. I get this at the store too. You can make this yourself. It's just a little bit, again, time consuming as far as it takes, like, it's not hard, but it takes 3 weeks before you can drink it. So this is guava. I get this at our grocery store. You can get strawberry at the grocery store. That's my favorite. I also have pineapple and watermelon. I try to drink a half of one of these at lunch and a half at supper, and I don't always get it in every day, but I just try to rotate through the fermented food and trying to get something every meal, or sometime during the day. This is effervescent fermented tea, but it's got like the fruit juice in it, the natural fruit juice that adds a little bit of flavoring and sweetness to it, so it's not like you're drinking vinegar. That takes a little bit of getting used to, but I'm really glad that I kind of pushed through and tried a couple different varieties to find one that I liked, because I really do think it's helped. You could do fermented vegetables. We had fermented pickles at our thing last night, and the sauerkraut, and we've been doing like fermented carrots, fermented beans. We tried fermented okra this summer. It was a little bit too slimy for me, but my husband loved it. I loved the beans. So we're experimenting with that. If you want some recipes, I did ferment a salsa quite a few times this summer. That's like my new favorite salsa. It's not that different than regular salsa, guys, but it's actually really, really good, and it's easy to make. So if you want, I will hand you some recipes and some resources to get into fermenting. It doesn't take more than a few seconds to put the stuff together, and then in a couple of days, you've got really healthy vegetables that you can be giving to your kids or eating yourself and supporting your gut. I just also want to throw out a little bit to the collagen boosting food section, like bone broth. Google it. It has full of really, really good things. Gravies and stuff that have that meat juice and the stuff from soaking in meat has a ton of health benefits. So Google that. I think that's really everything I have tonight. I'm trying to think if there's anything. Sulfurzyme is another good. I think everyone should be on this. This is not necessarily going to be specifically for gut health, but it will help support your digestive system. It does help I have softer BMs when I take this regularly. That was a big one that helped me kind of get a little more regular. I also want to say a shout out to multigreens. This one is not necessarily gut health directly, but it's indirectly going to support your gut health, and everyone should be on this one too. This one is basically, if you don't get your greens and get enough vegetables, which I think almost any of us can say, you should be taking this. You can get this for your kids. If your kids don't take good vegetables, you can mix these capsules into food, and it's going to help your metabolism. They actually smell really good. It's got bee pollen, barley, spirulina, choline, alfalfa, kelp, and then essential oils. And something I just want to say with Young Living supplements, the reason they work so well is because they all are infused with essential oils, or almost all of them. And that seriously helps the bioavailability, which means your body can actually use those nutrients better because of the essential oils. There's scientific reasoning behind it, and I can talk to you more about that if you want to know. But I think we have the best supplements on the market because of that. Our bioavailability is way, way higher. So if you have any questions, if you want recipes, if you want more help to become healthier with your gut health, please, please, please reach out to me, because it's a super big passion of mine to help people in this way. It's an easy way to help people fight disease, guys. Prevention is so key. So, we have not even began to understand how much this plays into the disease processes and preventing different diseases. I think you'd be surprised to know what they've even found out with that. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's helpful to you. Reach out to me. Thank you so much.